All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So we have some breaking Jets news coming out now from Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network. He's reporting that the Jets are signing edge rusher slash defensive end Rashad Weaver to a one-year deal, right? Former Tennessee Titan, former Pittsburgh Panther. Admittedly, I actually really liked him back coming out of the draft. Kind of one of those guys where you felt like, okay, combine warrior, he has a lot of power, great size. What is he, 6'4", 260, really good length at the position as well. Just, one of these bigger body types of guys that, maybe isn't really the fastest guy out there, but just from an overall like brute strength perspective, someone who has potential. And he was a former mid-round pick, so, I don't think anyone was really hyping him up to go in like round 1 or round 2 or anything. And, obviously up to this point, his overall statistics haven't really worked out. He had one season with, I believe it was 5 or 5.5 sacks on the year with Tennessee, but, in that Mike Vrabel defense. But, when I'm looking at the edge rusher position right now for the Jets, of course, right, Will McDonald burst out onto the scene last season, took a positive step forward. Jermaine Johnson coming back from the Achilles. That's great, but who's going to be that third guy? Who's going to be that rotational guy, right? God forbid Jermaine Johnson has a setback. How many times have we heard media members talk about, Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins, coming back from the Achilles is really, really tough, especially in that first season back. Like, it's kind of a lengthy process to, feel 100%. Well, that's what Jermaine Johnson unfortunately suffered. So, in the event that maybe he's off to a slower start in training camp or something, right? You're just trying to, prepare for, an emergency situation. I felt like edge was kind of a sneaky need. I was thinking, okay, maybe Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn target an edge rusher maybe in round 3 or 4. This draft class is pretty deep in edge, and I don't feel like this signing is going to, erase that possibility whatsoever. But I do feel like we're adding someone whose look, it would be one thing if this signing happened after news came out that, an edge rusher got hurt, or if we were in July and training camp is starting to pick up and it's just like, hey, you know what, let's just add someone to the room real quick. But this is day 3 of free agency. So you got to imagine, and granted, look, it's 1-year deal. The financials of the deal have not been released yet, but, I'm going to sit here and assume that Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are looking at this player, much like they did with Brandon Stevens, and said, hey, maybe there's something here. We want to get this guy in our building, in our system, and we feel like we can work with him. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.